Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're going to chat just a little bit about all things Saturn in the sign of Pisces, because this is like one of the, maybe it's the major change for the year. This is something that is going to affect everybody, and it's really going to affect everybody for a long period of time. This isn't just like a one and it's done kind of thing. It's going to be in this sign for about 2.5 years. So it's going to be making slow changes. Now, one of the things that I have found kind of interesting is usually when a planet is in a sign, they will conjunct at some point, and they don't. And so it's kind of like they won't conjunct for a couple of years yet. But I will guarantee you this is going to be something that we are going to be like, wow, that was when. Now, the last time Saturn was in the sign of Pisces was 1964 to 1967. And we had the Vietnam War during that time frame. There was a lot of protest, and there were a lot of changes made to social outcomes, kind of like giving people the right to vote, a voice, all of those things. And literally a lot of those came into changes of law because of the Saturn aspect to it. Like, everybody was already in the flow of making changes, but I guarantee you because of Saturn, it was like brought into law, like things were signed into law. And so things made huge changes during that time frame. And it was kind of interesting if you kind of go back and study that time frame. I have just a little bit kind of like the highlights, what was really going on during this time frame. So kind of really one of the interesting ones is how much we socially changed during that time frame, how we kind of went from like one way of thinking to another. And so this is going to be one thing that I'm really going to be keeping an eye on for a long period of time, is not just how are the changes coming about now, but how are they going to make changes in the future? Kind of like, how is it going to make a change later on? Now, I will tell you that with Saturn in there, usually Saturn is kind of indicative of our government and what changes are made and how changes are made, like globally, kind of like, you know, the government of the United States, like how is that going to make a change? And I will tell you, I have a feeling that this is going to make some big changes. And I also feel like kind of part of that is following the money trails. I know it sounds really like where people or countries or we've paid a bill from the United States and we were supposed to receive something in return, and it's like, wait, did we actually really get that? So that's what I'm talking about. It's like they're going to be following the money trail for a lot of companies, a lot of corporations, a lot of energy in this, of kind of where are those changes going to be made, how are they going to be made, and where did the money go? Following that money. And that's where I kind of get that Pisces energy of like the structure is the money, but Pisces is that flow, like following that flow. Where did it go? Where did that money? We were supposed to get whatever it is. We bought 5 planes or whatever else, and they were $1 billion each. Where are each of those planes, and when was that contract done? And I was like, this is really an interesting thing. And I keep getting follow the money trail. Follow the money trail. So this is something that I'm really interested in, kind of like, where is the money trail going? Where is it leading us to go? Where is it going to be pushing us, wanting us to move into? So it's kind of interesting in that perspective. So I'm going to be very interested to follow this, and kind of very interested to kind of see where this comes out on the other side. It's kind of like, what is coming out? Like I said, this is going to be making changes for the next 2.5 years for each of us. And our governments all over the world, because Saturn is so far out there, he's going to affect everybody in a certain way. So you let me know if you're old enough to be around during the 64 to 67 time frame, kind of what were the changes that you saw or you felt during that time frame, and then also kind of what are the changes that you think might be coming up in the near future. I am excited to find your answers out. Okay, thank you. I'll be talking to you soon.